All right, so here we are in a third example of the quadratic formula. You see the formula there written out for you, and then we have the equation 1 minus 8x equals negative 16x squared. The first thing I notice is this is not set equal to 0, so I'm going to have to do that. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'm going to move the 16x squared over to this side here. So I'm going to add it to both sides. So I now have 16x squared. Now, remember, we're trying to get to standard form, so I'm going to write them subtract 8x before I have the plus 1, just so that I'm in standard form. I'm going to go ahead and find my a, which is 16. My b looks like negative 8, and my c is 1. I use the formula to plug everything in. So x equals negative, b is negative 8, so negative 8. Plus or minus, I'm going to go ahead and get my radical sign here. B squared, so b is negative 8, so negative 8 squared. Minus 4 times a, which is 16, times c, which is 1. All of this is over 2 times a, so 2 times 16. And now we're just going to start simplifying. So x equals negative 8 times negative, so that's positive 8, plus or minus, open that radical sign up, negative 8 squared is 64, minus 4 times 16, that's 64, and 64 times 1 is 64, so 64. All over 2 times 16 is 32. So it looks like I'm going to have x equals 8 plus or minus the square root of 0 all over 32. And so what's the square root of 0? Well, 0. So if you think about that, 8 plus 0, is that not the same thing as 8 minus 0? So just like when we were using the square root method, if underneath my radical sign is a 0, then now I only have one solution, and my solution is going to be 8 over 32. Now that's a nice fraction. I can simplify that. 8 and 32, they'll both divide by 8. So my answer here would just be x equals 1/4.